Peace. Yeah, I know it's dark out here, you know. I wanted to do this video specifically because, you know, going into today's math, which is knowledge and understanding, I wanted to take this time, a moment to really elaborate on what's going on and what we all need to do as a people in the United States of America, or in this wilderness of North America. Right now, during these quarantine times, this is not the time for us just to be sitting around waiting on the U.S. to open up the government where we can go back to employment. This is the perfect time for us as men and women to practice optimizing our health. See, the problem is what's going on is that we don't got the knowledge of a lot of things. You know, we don't got the knowledge of how things are going and why things are going the way that they're going, because people are just letting it flow, just letting nature take its course. But you can't allow nature to take its course because you are part of nature. You are part of the planet. So what you need to do is you need to learn more on ways to optimize your health. This is a time for you to learn how to fast. This is a time for you to learn how to have control, discipline, and understanding. And this is a time for us to really put this to use. We need to utilize the knowledge that we got so we can have an understanding of how to deal with the enemy. And you know what the enemy is? The enemy is this coronavirus, this novel coronavirus 19. So as time goes on, we should already be in the mode of progressing and moving forward. So when we do come out of this pandemic, which is going to only boil over temporarily, because, you know, it's a pandemic, so it's going to take a while for it to be back to regular scheduled program. I mean, some of us might end up going back to work, yes, true indeed. But also, there are going to be some times where we still got to prepare ourselves. We still got to take the time to prepare ourselves for all of that in which we have to deal with in this lifetime. You know how they say expect the unexpected? This was unexpected. So now we have to prepare ourselves and expect, you know, things are going to get better in time before it gets worse. Now I know a lot of individuals like, well, you know, this disease is very crazy. You know, family members are dying left and right. That's why you should take this shit serious. This is no time for you to just sit up here and just tell people, yeah, you know, my mom just passed, my dad just passed, my uncle, my brother just passed from this stuff. Once you get the understanding, which is the final conclusion of what's happening around you, you need to capitalize. You need to pick up a couple of books. You know, you need to eat more vegetables. You need to learn new recipes. And the reason why a lot of brothers and sisters are getting attacked via immune system is because your diet is wrong. You have a terrible diet. Like, you're eating a lot of red meat, you're eating a lot of dairy, cheese. All of that stuff plays an effect on your body. This is not the time right now for any of us to even sit around and still continue to eat the same way that we've been eating for years, months, and days, because it was traditional and got passed on to us. So now we're still carrying a torch, eating the same way. But during this time, that's not the time for you to be eating like this. As a matter of fact, this is the perfect time for you to change your diet. And your diet is not just what you eat or what you digest. It's also what you take into your mind and your body, your ear gates and your eye gates. Because at the end of the day, how is it that you're going to sit here and just watch the news and constantly live in fear when you're not taking the necessary steps? How is it that you're going to be able to defeat this or even beat this with a slight level of understanding when you don't have the proper knowledge? You can't. This is why, you know, I post a lot of pictures in regards to health, you know, potassium, iron, These are things that are really essential for our body in order for us to defeat. In order for us to defeat this virus, we have to have minerals, vitamins, and nutrients in our body constantly taken in every day. You gotta change your diet. You gotta eat leafy green vegetables. Drink some smoothies. Stop drinking fucking soda and shit like that. That's not gonna help. You're making your body now acidic. When it's acidic and it's overly acidic, except the actual acid that's in your intestines to break down food, you become highly susceptible to a virus. You become highly susceptible to get sick. This is the things that you should already know. Even the FDA don't give a fuck about if you die. They care about whether or not you just gonna buy their product. The CDC don't care whether or not you die. They just want to make you a lab rat. And the thing about it is, we already know all this shit. So why are we not taking the necessary precautions and doing what we need to do? So we definitely need to change the way we're thinking about life and the way that we're going about doing things in life. We need to change the whole dynamic and shift the momentum to something different. That means change your patterns of behavior, change your patterns of thinking, change how you used to do things, and start something new. This is a novel coronavirus. This is a new strand of a virus. You need to have a new strand of thinking before anything. Because if you're not taking the necessary precautions to be safe, healthy, and optimize your health the best way possible, then how are you expected to defeat this? How are you expected to go about living life when you're supposed to be on the verge of changing your habits and hobbies and your curriculum based on this whole situation? And I'm not going into like scientific facts. I'm not going into any, I'm just keeping it simple. We have to change the way we are doing things right now. I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter. I post daily on there because I'm doing my best to educate brothers and sisters on what needs to be done. We need to learn how to grow our own food, point blank, period. I just posted on Twitter that I wanted to have a green thumb because I want to learn about gardening, about changing. Because once you learn about a new habit and a new level of understanding, the understanding enhances more because now you begin to see how these things play out in the way that they play out. But if you don't have the proper knowledge, because all knowledge ain't good knowledge, because everybody gets knowledge that's useless, and especially if it's not for the time that it's needed for. But if you get the proper knowledge that sets the tone for what is used for or what it needs to be used for, you begin to change a lot of your thought process. And you begin to see a lot of things that's going on. So like I said, man, I'm going to wrap this up. Change your diet, man. During this time of coronavirus, change your diet, man. Don't continue daily to keep eating that same shit that you've been eating for years, months, and days. Because after a while, that shit gets played out. And after a while, your body begins to break that shit down and deteriorate itself. So basically, you're just slowly killing yourself in a way where it's not even conducive to your growth and development as a man or woman. Just take the time to think about what I said. Get some cookbooks, man. Get some vegan recipes, man. Change the way that you eat. Change the way that you take things into your mind. Because on the other side of fear, there's freedom. With that being said, y'all have a blessed night. Peace.